Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fireside, where we are continuing our coverage of Invite tonight. It is going to be Rome versus the newly created team, MAGA County. My name is Tcmano. I am joined by the amazing DeltaMarket, and this is going to be an interesting game because Rome continuing their saga in Invite. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. We just released a new video kind of detailing the rise of Rome. It's on our YouTube channel, so check out that. It's very well detailed, very well recorded. We went through a lot of effort, to talk to the team, see how a lot of the team leaders on Rome have kind of felt, making their way up into Invite and just understanding their journey as a whole. So would highly recommend that, maybe check out after this game and kind of see where they've been and where they aim on going. Aside from that, this is also interesting because this MAGA County team, aside from having a very unique name, is also unique because they have just formed. They're kind of in the ashes of the Mule Team 6 roster, which kind of died on arrival into Invite. So they kind of took that roster, or really just took that team page on RGL and have made a brand new team from it. They haven't played any matches at all. This is going to be their first one for the entire season. So it's going to be interesting to see how well they do and how well they stack up. But before I talk a little bit too much, DeltaMarket, how you doing and how you feeling about this match?
I'm doing great. As you said, Rome, we've seen quite a lot of them playing up against a team we've seen similar iterations of. I'm feeling great tonight.
All right. Yeah, that's definitely true. We've seen a few different iterations of Rome, and kind of the mainstays of the roster, Vio and Frisbee, have always kind of been there to help the team out and attempt to lead them to victory, whatever div or whatever season that may be. I guess we can go down the rosters as well. It's going to be Vio and Legacy, aka Darty, on Scout. Darty coming from a stint over last season as well as Roman. Before that, he was on FGP, so he's had a lot of experience in kind of that a high advanced low invite roster or type of area. They've got MiG 21 on demo, and then the soldiers are going to be Alexandros and Frisbee. Alexandros, someone else who has a lot of kind of invite, kind of mid to low invite experience. I think previously they were a demo player, but they've recently kind of been making that swap over to soldier more and more. And then finally, they are going to have Dropstar on medic, who I think is Shining Star. Correct me if I'm wrong though. There, DeltaMarket.
Um, yeah, I'm not fully sure about that role. I don't think it's Shining Star though.
Oh, Gadilly. It's Gadilly. My bad. All right. And so I guess on the other side, on MAGA County, it is going to be a whole new roster. And just in terms of that, these guys have not played so far this season. It's looking like it's going to be Gaia on demo, and then we are going to have Apathy on Soldier with I believe it's probably going to be Wonder as well. It's going to be the two soldiers, Wonder and Apathy. Then aside from that, we're going to have Divine and Fancy Sun on Scouts. And then last but not least, is going to be Brick on Medic. And a lot of those people have, fairly good low to mid invite level experience. Wonder as well has popped out on a few kind of, I think, even playoff bubble teams previously in their time in invite. So definitely a person to look out for on the soldier class. But now that we've gone down the rosters, anyone that kind of like sticks out to you, DeltaMarket, any names you're going to be kind of keeping an eye on? And I guess as well, if I can press you for a prediction, how do you think this match is going to go?
Yeah, I think Gaia is gonna be the most important person in the server. Used to be a demo main, maybe still consider themselves that, but they've been playing Scout for the past couple seasons. I believe they won with G6 like 2 seasons ago. So I think keep an eye on Gaia. If I had to give a prediction, I'm gonna go 5-2 for MAGA County.
All right, 5-2 to MAGA County. Definitely could be what happens here, as we are going to be going live. These teams not wasting any time, or maybe we wasted a little bit too much in the pre-game talk. This is going to be MAGA County versus Rome. Going to be watching the demos and see how they just spam across. Both teams just kind of getting posted up here. No one's committed just quite yet. No immediate soldier bombs. We do have Wonder making their way into the enemy team's kitchen, so that is going to be something for Rome to try and keep a track of. Wonder making their way in through lower, just providing some spam and maybe just trying to draw a few eyes, as Darty is super weak. He has to play very scared to try and get that health back. Wonder drawing a few people back, and now you can see, looks like MAGA County want to try and get a little bit aggressive off of that, but now with Wonder dead in the back lines, that advantage that they previously had has now been nullified, and the reverse is true for Rome. And with that player down, or that player advantage, they are going to be able to bully MAGA County out of mid, and that is going to be the first one going the way of Rome.
Yeah, I was on Gaia's ham that whole mid. He was doing so much damage, but as you said, Wonder going down, doesn't matter how much damage you do if you don't have picks, and we see Alexandros bombing in through lower, goes down. Frisbee as well finds a rocket from Apathy, so that's 2 soldiers down. That's not what Rome was hoping for. We see the side of MAGA County trying to push through the Saw area. Looks like they're just spamming right now, feeling the doors. They might send someone through Catwalk. Yeah, Fancy Sun getting through Catwalk on the high ground, trying to run down the players on Rome. Fancy Sun did a bunch of scattered damage from the high ground, deceptively high damage from that range. The Uber has come out for Gadilli. They're chasing into Saw. Counterpop has already been out, but the Uber's going to be quite a bit better for MAGA County as they try to chase the medic, and they do. Gadilli dies to pipe from Gaia.
Yeah, that is going to be Dilly going down, as well as Darty. That Uber not being fruitful at all. It did get the force out, but they were just in such poor positioning to make any use of that as well. Really great stuff from Brick, holding on to that and executing his own Uber at the correct time. We are going to see a bit of a trade. Alexandros and Fancy Sun trading each other out, but that's still going to be MAGA County taking this midpoint, and because Brick stayed alive, they're going to be at around 70% Uber, roughly about 50% Uber advantage to be able to work their way in onto second, and ideally last. You know, if you are this team, you want to try and take this ad of a threat of it as far as you possibly can. Wonder going to be scoping things out as he bombs on the bats to try and see what the defensive have got up, but they're just going to be backing all the way over to last. Rome are going to be setting up the off classes. We got an engineer up on the field. That's about it for the moment, as it is going to be MAGA going right in, bombing the demo. They are going to be able to take down the sentry gun. Everyone else is able to swap around and go to the other side, but can they get to the point in time? They are going to be able to take down Divine, who is playing that cap point really, really well. As excellent sticky from Mig to be able to block the point, and that just buys enough time for Gadilli to get their own Uber. Darty on the heavy, going to be able to block the point. That's going to be a successful last held for Rome.
Yeah, we see Brick leaving through Saw. I'm surprised they managed to leave. They just ran through Shutter to bridge side of lobby, got out. So with that important life being saved, we're going to have even Ubers on mid. This situation could have been much worse for MAGA, although of course they wanted a round win. We see Alexandros, they don't care about Uber, just jumping through Catwalk on the high ground, making space for the team, and Rome took advantage of that play. Gaia went down as Vio just ran in, killing the demo with that scattergun. We see Wonder as well going down, so I don't think the action's done. I think Rome's going to keep going. They stack the point, which causes the forward spawn to close, so these players for MAGA County aren't going to be here very fast, but actually, Rome has decided to stop. They didn't want to keep going.
Yeah, they decided to halt their aggression. Mig going down probably played a part to that. Now we are going to see a soldier bomb in. Gets one rocket that is going to launch Brick all the way across. Excellent serve from Brick to stay into safety, because one more projectile probably would have spelled at least a force, if not a drop in a dead medic. So really great stuff from Brick, staying alive there. You know, great attempt from Frisbee as well to try and get in, but now looks like MAGA wanted to try and see if they could peek and maybe get in onto mid. They opted against it, maybe just recognizing they were a little bit too slow to really send that counter sag, which you have to be very quick in doing if you want to try and get in while the other team still doesn't have that player up. And so now things are going to reset for the time being. It is going to be on Rome to try and do something to try and generate some momentum here for their team. Looks like they're going to be buffing up Alexandros over Soldiers in Saw to maybe try and pressure Alexandros just waddling forward. He's going to be trying to bump in. He does get into Cheese, but I think he is going to be in a little bit of a 1v1. He actually does a fairly good job at taking Apathy down pretty low, but he was so weak upon entering that it didn't really allow for him to do much at all.
Wonder's already in kitchen, got some rockets on the medic, but had to run away as the scout contested them. I think the countersack, that might have been the countersack attempt, got spotted a little earlier than they wanted to. So MAGA County just leaves, holding second again. So far, Rome hasn't had any luck breaking this point, so they're going to have to figure something out on this timer. Of course, there's only 2 minutes left for them to get something here. It looks like they're going to be trying something in lower. The demo MiG is down here shooting some stickies, clearing the traps. Vio's in, calling his team to get in because those traps have been cleared, but have they? MiG goes down to really low health. Might have been some stickies that were missed, and now we see Wonder bombing into lower, trying to punish them. Rome players living on red health. So that's definitely not what they wanted, and again, the time definitely works in favor of the team that's on second. The team on second, they don't care about another mid fight. MAGA County is definitely ready for one of those.
Yeah, we're going to have to see if that ends up being the case. We head into a round reset, and Rome are going to lose this opportunity, this mid point that they have gotten, as they're once again going to try and pressure in through lower. That's going to be a Soldier bombing in. Alexandra's going to be able to take down Divine, so even though that wasn't the pick that they necessarily wanted, at least they are going to get one for his troubles. Frisbee, however, super weak over by Saw, and there's going to be a bunch of scraps going over by Saw. It is going to end up being a player advantage, however, for the side of MAGA County. Wonder's already in. He gets the drop on the Gadilli. He wrapped all the way around through Saw, gets the drop onto Gadilli, literally and figuratively, and that is going to be an excellent mid takeover for the side of MAGA County.
Yeah, Wonder skipping through Saw side and getting behind got his team what would have just been a point into a full ad situation, a player ad situation. MAGA County, their dream here is to get the second point without using Uber. They're going Saw. There is a sniper they have to be careful for, but they went the perfect door. Alexandros was scoped up, hoping they would go lower, but they didn't. These players are playing super safe, going lower. This sniper is never just going to have a good sight line. Yeah, Alexandros recognizing the opportunity is gone, switches off. There's the Highlander setup. We have Pyro, NG. Everyone's on and off class. And we're going to see MAGA County probably gear up to go through the shutter side. Gaia's already here. Scout popped in, but the Pyro is stuffing the Uber in the choke. This is an absolute disaster for them. I don't think they're going to get a single kill. In fact, it's going to be the side of Rome to get the kill.
Yeah, excellent Pyro plays from the side of Rome. We do have Wonder going to be trying to execute a cheeky little wall bug over the entrance to bridge right here. If he can stick it, which it looks like he is going to be able to for the time being, he might be able to get another drop onto important player, but it looks like everyone is going to be instead trying to work their way in through bats. That's exactly what Rome is doing. Wonder going to use that opportunity to try and go for a back cap. Is going to be able to get onto the point. Question is, can he cap it up in time? I think he is going to be able to. A Soldier is going to come back to try and fight him. They trade onto the point, but still a trade is going to be enough to deny them capping it up. The Uber, however, on the other side of things from Rome has been used on the second point. Brick has not had to use because he didn't have Uber, but importantly, he did stay alive. So this is going to be player ad for the moment for Rome, but it's going to be Uber ad for MAGA County.
Yeah, if only Wonder was on the pain train, maybe that would have worked. Alexandros did the super fast hops, and Uber coming in through Saw as MAGA County contests this. Is the medic gonna live? Gad just gets out Gadilli with seconds left. That was a really close pop there. Really aggressive by MAGA County, but it didn't pay out for them. Wonder died, I believe, going behind. So that's going to be both soldiers down, and there's a scout behind them as well. So MAGA County has to be really careful, or they might get pincered here. Alexandros is already through. Everyone else from Rome is. MAGA County, they've got to leave. And the scout all the way behind in drop down. I have a feeling this is going to be a pain in their side for quite a while.
Yeah, it definitely can be. That's going to be Darty all the way in the back lines. Looks like they're trying to sniff him out, see where he can possibly be, but he's doing his best to try and hide. And with Apathy going down to some rockets from Frisbee, that's going to open things up yet again. And that Rome going to be making their way in onto second. Darty has finally been caught out, not before he deals a lot of damage to Gaia, but not going to be able to get the kill. Gaia defending himself with some pipes. And I think that has, however, bought enough time for MAGA County to get their own Uber. Rome had a little bit of Uber advantage there and was kind of using that to help guide them in to that mid and second point. But now it is even, and we are going to see Fancy Sun up on the Sniper, Divine up on the NG. So everyone on blue team just kind of mounting their defenses and trying to delay the inevitable counter sacks, or just sacks in general, coming in from Rome.
Yeah, Wonder fighting in lower takes so much damage but deals it out as well. We see the double soldier left side holds. So one soldier's going to be lower, one soldier's going to be responsible for Shutter. The demo has that top right annoying door sometimes for people to hold. Apathy, though, being, or not Apathy, Fancy Sun is on Sniper in lower. That's kind of interesting, and no one's, man, that sentry gun went down to 1 health. Fancy Sun, though, punishes a soldier in lower, and Wonder somehow kills a scout. 2 down from the offensive team is not what you would expect here, without a sack, that is. And now Fancy Sun is just in lobby trying to take advantage of those kills. I suppose when it's all said and done, it was kind of just a 2-man sack that was not intentional. That could have been way worse for Rome.
Yeah, it really could have been a lot worse for them, because if those 2 players who got caught out weren't just kind of a soldier there and maybe a scout, it could have been spelled a lot more disastrous than it did. But because MAGA County didn't really do anything off of those 2 picks aside from just peak Fancy Sun into lobby, Rome are going to be able to hold on to second and retake lobby control as they try to make something work, and that's going to be something that starts working. Darty getting the first pick out onto Fancy Sun, winning that Sniper 1v1. We do have a soldier on top of Mig's head. Don't know if you saw that, but he was literally on top of him. Mig didn't know where to look, because he was just getting directed. We got a lot of time on the point. That's going to call the Uber out from the side of MAGA County. Gadilli's disconnected from anyone at the moment, but no one is really in position to try and make a move. Wonder is going to do so in lobby, tries to get the spoon in such a tight-knit area, isn't going to be able to do it. And, this, maybe points like that, maybe Rockets would have fared a little bit better, but regardless, we are going to see Wonder trying to go in again, is going to make it in super deep, and now they get the force with those Rockets. And that is going to be both Ubers used from both teams, but crucially DeltaMarket, it is going to be player advantage for Rome.
Yeah, 2 players up. Alexander's in on the high ground, going to be spamming towards the spawn Shutter side. Alexander's has enough of spamming, just jumps straight in on the medic. Medic goes in the spawn, but doesn't matter because look at the cap time. Rome's fighting over this point. Mig gets a kill, but Gaia gets one in the medic as well. Brick got a kill there. Rome barely gets it, and I have to say, MAGA County, they need to fix their last holds because they seemed under pressure that whole time after that lobby play.
I 100% agree. They seemed under pressure. They did kind of commit a lot to get the force there, but they did get it, so it wasn't all down and out. But once they were down to, it really seemed like they weren't quick enough to get into defensive positions to kind of stem the tide that Rome just kind of flooded in with. Now we are going to be going in onto the second mid. Once again, be watching both of these teams, particularly the soldiers. Last time we didn't see any kind of like immediate high soldier bombs. It looks like we're not going to see that as well. Apathy kind of taking some high ground on the top left right there. Wonder once again going to be going behind. Alexandros jumps down to try and block him, but Wonder doesn't commit, but he's back his turn, and he is going to get flanked from Alexandros. He is going to be able to jump away, but Apathy instead dies. We see Alexandros trying to get onto Brick, but a really great serve from Brick to be able to stay alive there. But there are so many people trying to chase him. That's going to be Frisbee and Vio collecting the kills on the other side. Legacy, aka Darty, going to be able to protect his medic from a bombing Wonder, and that is going to be another mid one for the side of Rome. This one a lot more convincingly than the first, though.
Extremely convincingly. It has to be concerning for MAGA County here. Full ad. We've seen Rome. I don't think we've actually seen them do a full ad push. That was MAGA County's. I think they had 2 full ad pushes that didn't work out. Now Rome is going to have their chance. It looks like they've already cleared the stickies in lobby. Frisbee kind of scouting ahead for their team. checking drop down, all these trap locations. And Rome, I feel like they're talking about what they're doing by how long they're taking. It must have been talking about the Uber. Yes, because it's not a standard Uber. It's a weird Uber through lower. And they're just going straight to point. Look at this. That's almost worked out instantly for them, but they did draw the other team to the point. Wonder goes down, Apathy going down. Frisbee needs an arrow by the spawn door, gets it just in time before they go down to that scout. And now Gaia just dived onto the point, and yeah, I guess their strategizing paid off.
Yeah, it definitely did indeed. I mean, like you said, they immediately went to the point and just kind of baited everyone, the enemy team, just onto it, and they were able to focus fire them down one at a time, maybe two at a time sometimes, and just kind of use the threat of so much cap time to force them to stand on the point, and that's going to be a second round going the way of Rome. As we are going on to our third mid, I would like to see maybe Wonder and Apathy kind of go for some more aggressive soldier plays. We have seen Wonder opt to try and go behind, but it seems like Rome kind of found that out, so maybe go for some fade bombs or other type of soldier shenanigans. Wonder peeking over by Kitchen, kind of using the threat of going behind once again to try and keep Rome on their toes, as we are just seeing spam go back and forth. Apathy taking good control of the high ground at the moment, and he's going to be able to focus fire down mid with the rest of his team, and now that is going to be the calling card to allow MAGA County to go forward here and steamroll in. They are going to get stuffed, however, in lower. That's going to be Wonder trying to take this space, and it gets killed because of it, but that's not going to stop Apathy from coming in and going big. Going to get some nice rockets onto Frisbee and to Gedilli to force him out. The force does come out, however, from Brick. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but still really great plays right now from MAGA County.
Yeah, I feel like that all started on mid, where Apathy just spammed Gedilli so hard. Gedilli couldn't really leave Saw, had to get a pack, come back, and stood in the door. After that, they just took such a good fight on second. But again, MAGA County struggled on these conversions. They have the advantage. The other team's on last. We need to see them kind of pull it together, because with only 13 minutes left, they got to start turning rounds when they have these advantages. It looks like the decision here has been made. Wonder, Sniper. They don't want to mess around with these two-man sacks anymore. We're just going straight to the pick class.
Yeah, we are going immediately to the pick class, which, you know, kind of fair. It can be hard to sack on to Snakewater last one. They got the sentry gun up in, you know, the kind of banny spot, as it's been colloquially referred to as. They don't actually have it in that spot just quite yet. As I say that, Darty immediately moves it over to that sentry gun spot, which is just so good at denying sackers just from almost every location on the map. So it can be understandable that they'd just want to have Wonder come up on Sniper and just try and work those angles, which he is going to do so from the left side, trying to see if he can get any shots, any heads whatsoever, just peeking through. No one's really baiting him. Actually, as I say that, he's going to get the better of Via, who came up on Sniper to try and take that SVS. So winning the SVS might open things up for them now, as maybe they can try and spam down the gun, or Wonder going to go for a more aggressive peek as he tries to do so through Shutter. He had an opportunity, an angle onto Gedilli, who was over by the dispenser, but he's not going to, you know, fire off the shot. So Gedilli is going to stay alive for just a little bit longer.
Yeah, we see Wonder trying to find this soldier that bombed. Looked a little lost there with the scoped in, trying to find that soldier. Either way, Alexandros goes down. Vio on Spy, maybe just checking off classes. No, it looks like they left spawn, but they're going back. Maybe decided they wanted to play Sniper after deciding the Frenchman wasn't it. They wanted to play the Australian. We see Mig trapping up the top right area, and the aggression continues for MAGA County. Wonder is going to be going drop down, so it looks like they're trying to spam lower, maybe make some space for the Sniper. Wonder's looking through drop down, doesn't see anything though. There might be a soldier to peek. Alexandros tests it. Wonder maybe not feeling himself, because that was a potential pick that did not happen. We're going to see MAGA County, they must have so much trust in Wonder, because the times tick down. They haven't just sent their Sniper on a suicide mission to have them go back to Soldier. They're just keeping the Sniper up, and it seems like this time they're going to try to deep walk them through top left. Actually, no, he's doing it passively, watching the spawn, but Rome, they're really disciplined here. No one's peeking these sightlines. Wonder's going to have to be more aggressive than that to find anything. Unless it's actually Vio the other sniper.
Yeah, it is, really good so far from Rome to just not playing those sniper sightlines. Last time it was Vio on sniper who did get caught, but maybe that's because he was aggressively peeking himself to try and make something happen. I wonder, going to be able to take down the dispenser, so that's going to be a little less cover for Gadilli to play around as they try and keep out of his sniper sightlines for the moment. And like you said, there's only going to be 35 seconds left in the round before we head to a round reset. And with Alexandros taking down Wonder on sniper, that's gonna probably put the pressure on them and maybe just force them to try and hold places for the moment. They might try and go for some type of Uber exchange, just last ditch shenanigans type of play once they whittle down the time enough, and that is exactly what they're gonna do. They're just gonna be going in with this Uber. They want to try and force it out from Gadilli so they could play the refight just well enough, but I don't think there's gonna be enough time as trades are going on across the point. We do have some soldiers trying to make a bid for the point. It's not going to be enough, though. They didn't get enough capture time onto it to be able to extend that out further into overtime, and that is going to be a round reset. Still 2-0 in favor of Rome.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You put the other team on last time and time again, but you just can't win it out. You can't figure out how to push last. These teams that run into this issue, it's a curse. And it feels so bad when it happens to you. Right now, MAGA County has to figure that out. This mid, we see Wonder super aggressive with that initial spam, trying to push the other team back. Wonder had really good spam last mid, and that's what they're trying again, but this time Alexandros punishes them. Wonder gonna have to go back to Saw. Let's switch to someone else here. I'm looking at the soldier for the side of Rome. Frisbee high bombed behind through Saw, and they're going behind really quickly here, and that actually caused such a distraction that the other side, through left lane, I believe a scout ran through, killed Gadilli, and now it's just Fancy Sun and Divine left alive. Fancy Sun crouching in the corner, hits a great scattergun shot onto Mig.
Oh, Alexandros.
Yeah. Two scouts is usually not the soldier who you see kill those.
No, traditionally not, but Alexandros, he hits some really good rockets to be able to direct them down, and that is going to be another mid going in favor of Rome. Once again, is going to be Gadilli staying alive when Brick was not so fortunate to do so. Wonder immediately up on that sniper to try and delay things as he gets a nice headshot on to Alexandros. So they are going to be a player down for the moment, but that's not going to stop them from taking in this Uber. They're going to be taking it in through lower, going over to the left side a little bit incorrectly, trying to predict where the sentry gun was, and it was over on the right. Now we are going to see Rome try and deal, as they don't have any Uber any longer, and they weren't really able to get any picks whatsoever. It took them a long time to take down the sentry gun because they didn't really go to the correct location where it was, and now there's going to be an opportunity for MAGA to try and go forward here. Alexandros.
Yeah, the insurance policy. I was going to say there was an insurance policy, but it did. Wait, what? The scout. Fancy Sun playing with fire. He just ran away from the point. He gave Alexandros a chance to make it close there.
Yeah, he definitely did, but at the end of the day, they are going to be able to capture up to, but Legacy, aka Darty, has gone in behind. We are going to see Frisbee as well making their way on the bat, so there are going to be two Rome players in behind. Frisbee tries to jump in, get some damage on the Brick, not really enough to get the force, however. Darty is still in behind and maybe going to try and spawn camp Gaia, and get that nice demo pick. That's exactly what they are going to do. So it is going to be a demo down right now for MAGA County. That's going to allow Rome to try and flood back in. Somehow, that's going to be Gadilli meeting up with Darty. I'm not sure how he worded him his way in. Maybe he got in through Saw. Very adventurous for a medic to do that, but it is going to result in their deaths, both of Gadilli and Rome. I saw the vision, but the execution just wasn't quite there. And now we are instead going to see Wonder just bombing in super deep, going to be able to clean onto Mig. Frisbee is going to be the only one still here on mid, going to be hiding in kitchen. And the question is, DeltaMarket, are they going to be able to get some crucial damage or picks on this point?
They've jumped. No one's looking. Oh my god. How did that rocket not kill the medic? 17 health. I think they didn't take fall damage. If Brick took fall damage, I think they would have died. That reminded me of the classic 2012 play. You'll see a soldier's is hiding on a mid, killing the medic, but no, it's not 2012 anymore. That rocket apparently just doesn't do enough damage anymore. Brick living with their great movement, I suppose. We see a sniper actually watching lobby. A little dangerous there. Actually, no, my eyes deceived me. I saw a dot, but no one's on sniper. Uber has come out through Shutter, and now can they actually convert around for once? Is the curse going to be broken? Divine on point, getting good cap time. Wonder above the point, but from the backlines, Frisbee bombed in, actually died without getting much damage here. So MAGA County is just playing together, grouping up, trying to play off the pick, and they're doing so excellently. They baited the side of Rome to go into them, and then those players that died allowed MAGA County to pressure the point again.
Yeah, I will say that you are not insane, DeltaMarket. You did see a sniper dot. It was Darty in the forward spawns. He was trying to wait and see if he could get a cheeky pick onto Brick as they made their way into lobby, but it didn't quite happen. That is going to be 2-1, still in favor of Rome, but they are maybe losing a little bit of steam. Maybe it's going to be MAGA County up steam as we go in onto another mid. It's going to be interesting to see if Rome are going to be able to deny the soldiers as they were able to last time, and just kind of keep Wonder and Apathy from doing anything. Wonder going to be bombing around, meeting up with Apathy. Apathy going to be fade bombing around again, so just trying to keep Rome on their toes. It looks like Alexandros and Frisbee doing the same here. Frisbee actually going to be committing, get some damage, is going to be able to take down Gaia, so a demo down, meaning so much less spam and damage output right now from MAGA County. Rome going to be trying to walk forward with fear. Oh my god, some amazing shots onto Apathy from Alexandros. Wonder has made his way in behind through Kitchen yet again, but I think this time he's relatively unspotted. Actually looks like Alexandros is going to be peeking that around now. The soldier's going to be trying to bomb in, trying to get in onto Gadilli. They are going to get the force here as Fancy Sun is going to be able to pick off Theo. The counter Uber coming out right now from MAGA County. So much better use, so much later, but really great stuff from Mig to be able to take down Divine, and now it's not clear at all. Alexandros bombing in from behind, going to be able to help down Darty and clean up the remaining MAGA County players, and that was a scrappy mid-fight, DeltaMarket, but at the end of the day, it was Rome walking away with it.
Yeah, I don't think scrappy is sufficient there. I was on Wonder's cam. He went behind and he did 2 circuits through Saw. He went into the other team's Saw, the other team's catwalk, back to Saw, into lower, back into Saw, killed the medic. I don't know what that was, but Wonder did ensure Ubers would be even here. And so now we see MAGA County make Alexandros great again, holding on the second point. Frisbee doing a high bomb, and is that high bomb going to get any damage? It looks like they landed on the bats area to cause a distraction. What a great spot to land. Frisbee goes down though. Brick, the medic, has fallen to, I believe that's Darty getting that kill. Wonder's bombing into lower to try to equalize the medic frags. Divine as well. There goes Gadilli, perhaps overextending there. Mig is also getting chased by Divine. Divine chasing into Kitchen, gets that kill. Alexandros now. Alexandros versus Divine, but Fancy Sun's here as well, making it a 2v1. These scouts for MAGA County salvage that completely. Vio, though, is in a really funny spot. I don't think Fancy Sun knows. Vio getting 2 shots off. Fancy Sun probably going to be able to live here. The action doesn't spot, but the spawns are definitely in favor of Rome. I don't think MAGA County cares, though, because it looks like they just want to turn this into a mid-fight, as Divine is already on the Snakewater high ground. Wonder bombing onto top left, hitting so much damage onto Frisbee. This is basically just a second mid-fight here. No, Caster's Curse, I guess. They just leave, MAGA County does.
Yeah, they were taking a little bit too much damage over by the HUD, and they're all grouped up there taking the same damage. We are going to see Rome try and be a little bit quick here to see if they can maybe flood in through lower, but it's not going to happen. Really great stuff from Guy and the soldiers just to spam them out of those choke points and make sure that their entrance was not at all easy or, you know, able to get in freely. So we are going to be heading in to stalemate. Both medics do have Uber, so it's going to be a question of how do Rome want to try and break this. Last time I think it was just kind of sending in their soldiers, and that's what they're going to do again. Alexandros is going to be trying to get in through lower, isn't going to be able to do much at all, so now it opens up an opportunity for Wonder to try and do something a little bit better. He's going to opt to just go in behind and try and be a little bit of a nuisance. Going to be immediately trying to rebomb in, but Via was just on his case that whole time, so he kind of lost the element of maybe potential surprise or just the threat of having someone back there. So it's a player down right now on MAGA County and an opportunity for Rome to send one of their own.
Yeah, Apathy on the pipe. Probably going to see the beam saw. We see this play again. Alexander's tried to bomb into Cheese, but got pressured out. Rome's going to have to try something else. Apathy actually dropped into Cheese, kind of how the Europeans tend to hold. Actually, as I say that, he goes right back to the pipe. During that chaos, Frisbee did high bomb. Goes down, though. The time situation, though, is getting very low. And now we are in the banny time, as they say. Apathy just jumps through lower, gets so much damage off, but it doesn't matter because not a lot of it was on the medic. So we're going to have 50 seconds left in the round timer, but the time in the match is unlimited until Rome wins or MAGA wins 2 in a row. We see that they don't care. Rome's just walking in through Saw. Mig doing so much damage, but taking it as well. Uber popped off. It's going to be a trade. Uber's Alexandros is behind on the catwalk. That spot is the power position. Alexandros is going to pinch MAGA County, doing so much damage. And it's going to be Divine trying to chase them out. Darty as well gets chased out of that little catwalk area on the fence. And it's actually going to be Rome getting the worst end of this trade. They're the ones who initiated it, and they got punished for it.
Yeah, and now we are going to see it looks like MAGA kind of want to try and flood in here. They're going to be making their way in through lower for the moment. They take a bit of damage and they're going to back up. Maybe it's because Darty has gone in to the backlines to try and get a back cap as we head into overtime for the round specifically, as now it's just going to be chaos. Looks like MAGA kind of want to try and make their way in onto mid before we head into a round reset. They're getting the kills, but they're not getting onto the point, and so we are going to go into another round reset. If there were just a few seconds more DeltaMarket, I believe they could have gotten onto the point, but they just weren't quick enough that time.
Yeah, as you said, they just weren't quick enough. These match times are just so punishing for teams that want to take their time. So now, again, back to mid. MAGA County has definitely had the worst end of these. They need to change something up. It looks like so far nothing too unusual, no early aggression, still gonna spam. I want to see MAGA County change it up. I want to see something new. So far, nothing yet, just continuing to spam. Apathy getting a little aggressive onto the top left, maybe just waiting for someone to make a mistake. Fancy Sun running across the high ground, but actually look at Gad, solo health. Gad had to run into Saw and get the health pack, but it's going to be Rome initiating, bombing their soldiers across the point, and it's going to be such a good kite by Brick into the Saw. No one on the side of MAGA County died. I think that might be in part due to Gad having to go into Saw when that aggression happened. The medic wasn't able to support the team, and a pause happens.
A pause does indeed happen, and if this is your first or maybe even second TF2 match watching experience, you should know that pauses do happen 90 seconds in the future, courtesy of STV delay. So where they pause right now is not actually where they have paused in the actual game. So this could mean a few things. Maybe, it's because MAGA County get a quick fire round and we're seeing Rome try to adapt or, take some time to talk things over as a team. Or, it could be, kind of a less desirable option, which is, some type of tech issue. Ideally not one that affects the medics, because once you do that, it kind of gets a bit tricky when it comes down to Uber charges and all that stuff, and teams trying to talk things out and be gentlemen, but they also want to try and win. So hopefully it's not any that type of business, but in the case that it is MAGA County taking a round, I think for Rome it's a little bit of two things. One, they feel like they should be closing this out already. Like you said, DeltaMarket, they've been winning or having a really good hold on a lot of these mids, and usually when you have a good hold on the mids, it's kind of expected that you're able to carry that forward throughout the rest of that match and really be able to convert it. But it just seems like, at least for these past few rounds, we've had a few round resets, and even though Rome have been winning the mids, or not been able to take it that full distance and get in onto MAGA's last and be able to convert it. I mean, MAGA also haven't been able to do so as well. They only have one round on the board. Both teams kind of struggling with that round conversion aspect of it. But I think for Rome, if they lose this one, it's going to be a little bit disheartening, considering that they're so close to just taking this game out and putting it away.
Yeah, as you said, they are so close to putting it away, but at the same time, At the current point at which it's paused, MAGA County has a huge advantage, and if they play it right, it's going to be tied. So we'll just have to see if that actually happens. These pauses always give us time to talk about things, as has been a tradition in TF2 every time a pause happens. Seems like I'm pretty excited for this season. I think this has gotten to the point where we haven't had Froyo be dominant for a while now. Like, that's kind of been a staple that I think has kind of set in, that a lot of teams are aware that first place might be up for grabs, and the competition at the lower levels has really gotten so much better. It used to be like 3 or 4 seasons ago where some of the lower invite teams were kind of indistinguishable from upper advanced teams. But now I don't think that's the case. These teams have been playing so well. And I think regardless of which team wins here, all of them can put up a fight against the upper invite teams.
You know, I 100% agree. I mean, kind of a really, really great match actually just yesterday. I highly recommend you watch it if you didn't get a chance to. The Mafia versus Global Clan. I won't spoil it to you, but you know, the Mafia, I think it's most of their first seasons in Invite. Loaf has played Invite before. But everyone else on that team is really new, if not fairly new to Invite and Global Clan. I mean, you just look at some of the names: Shamu, Scratch, No Mercy, aka Sin Karma, Grape Juice. At this point, Grape Juice has been on, you know, quite a few mid to low level Invite teams. So definitely a very strong team. But you'd be surprised at what the Mafia can pull out. So I 100% agree with you. A lot of these kind of newer Invite teams are definitely kind of showing their worth and keeping up with the big names in the division. But we have gone live yet again, so it is still going to be a little bit of player ad right now as our respawners come up for Rome. Things are going to be even, but we are going to see Apathy come in. It's not going to be even any longer, as that's going to be Kadili having to use right there. They are going to be able to clean up to Fancy Sun and Apathy for their troubles. Vio going to be going in through lower to just try and see if maybe they can do something and get some type of drop onto Brick, but Brick is well and alive, just playing super far back here. We are going to see, looks like Alexandro's trying to commit in, but has just really great surfing, really great dodging actually from Brick to dodge the majority of that damage, and now this can be big Uber ad for Visaga, MAGA County.
Yep, this full ad. MAGA looks like they want to take it in left, perhaps. Gaia peeking, and they see the Darty Tomislav heavy, of course, the staple of TF2. Darty eats all of those stickies, so now Gaia has to reload. That's actually pretty important to note. Uber has just now come out, though, so this Uber is absolutely amazing. Gets all the way to the right spot. Tomislav heavy down. We see Fancy Sun clearing off the stickies on point, standing on it. Vio contesting it, but at the end, Divine kills Vio and caps the point. That's where the pause happened, by the way. And I would think it's anyone's game here. During that pause, it was like a 2-3 minute pause. Both teams talked about what they're doing. I wouldn't be surprised if both teams do something completely different on this mid.
I 100% agree with you. You know, these mids have been usually fairly slow, just at least initially. It's really kind of up to, you know, the soldiers to try and do things, and it seems like the MAGA soldiers have been kind of more content to just be a little bit more passive, you know, maybe try and go behind and kind of be a threat like that, whereas the Rome soldiers are a little bit delayed, but usually go in for kind of like the double soldier committal, trying to get in onto Brick or Gaia, whichever they can find first. And looks like, at least for the moment, we're seeing a similar thing. It is going to be a bit slower. Frisbee, however, is going to be the one going behind it instead and going to try and wrap around in a bit of a 1v1 with Wonder. Wonder just barely staying alive on 2 health. Very unfortunate if you are Frisbee, but now that's going to instantly be the call for Rome to back out of there. They don't want to lose this game whatsoever, so they're going to try and minimize as much loss as they possibly can. Heading already back to their second now. We are going to see Apathy trying to make their way in. He gets launched sky high right now. He's going to be making his way on the bats. It's going to be a little bit of a nuisance, dividing the eyes and attention of Rome, allowing Fancy Sun to pick off Alexandros in lobby, but Fancy Sun is not going to be able to make a fancy escape. He's going to die. Darty, however, in the backlines, wraps around. He's going to be able to get the force on to Brick, and now that's going to be an uber huge from MAGA County. Exceptional that Darty's going to be able to stay alive there, and now DeltaMarket, it looks like Rome want to try and get in onto mid.
Yeah, Wonder high bombing across, trying to get any sort of damage, gets an insane amount of damage, but no kills. It's so unfortunate for these soldiers sometimes. They do so much damage, but when it's a sack, these teams aren't careless enough to leave people unbuffed. Gaia jumped out, thought better of putting those aggressive traps up, and so now the only chance of holding this is really going to be Fancy Sun hitting some sort of miracle shot. It looks like the shot has come out, but it hasn't hit anything. Fancy Sun is going to peek again so aggressively, has to run away with the ham out, hitting the air with that. Wait, is that the ham or was that the skull?
I think it was the ham. I think you're right. As the Uber, however, does come in from Theo. They want to try and get as much captain as they possibly can, flashing a lot, but the counter Uber comes out from Brick as well, doing really great stuff to just block the point. There are two soldiers from Rome on this right side. They're going to be cleaned up quickly from the scouts. Divine and Fancy Sun cleaning up 3 on the side of Rome, and that Uber did not get as much as they wanted to. Mig going to be left alone to die on second as Legacy, aka Darty, has to run his medic to safety. Wonder was trying to do his best to try and cut them off at mid and get another pick out onto Gadilli, but not going to happen as they still have player ad. Mig is down. That's going to be an opportunity for MAGA County to try and get in here on to middle. Wonder going to be leading the charge, make base for his team. Frisbee wants to try and go behind here. Is going to be able to do so. Gets one for his trouble. Might get another one in Divine. That's not going to happen. Divine going to be able to win that 1v1, but still with Apathy going down there, I think that is going to call it off, the push off from the side of MAGA County. They don't want to be too aggressive here. They don't want to incite too much chaos, because if they make one mistake, DeltaMarket, they could lose this game.
As you said, one mistake for either of these teams and it could be terrible. Alexandros goes down. That's just a sack, though, to be expected. We've seen a lot of really aggressive plays by MAGA as they've been holding second so long, but these plays haven't always played out. It looks like this time it's going to be a skip by Apathy through Catwalk. Fails, tries to leave, dies, counter sack. The problem with that is it took so long and there was a force in Saw. Somehow this Uber came out and the side of Rome hasn't used Uber. We see Wonder bombing behind, but he dies. So now there's no soldiers and no Uber and no hope for the side of MAGA. This is not the situation they wanted.
No, it's not the situation indeed, and it's even worse for MAGA County right now because with both of their soldiers dead, they can't even send one to go for some type of high bomb play onto Gadilli, which you'd probably normally see from, a team leaving second. Maybe just send one of your soldiers to die on second. Maybe they might not get the force, but they'll just at least delay a little bit for your own team. Brick already, however, on 70%, so Rome actually kind of have to move a little bit quickly here if they still want to have advantage by the time they get in. They are going to be going in through lower, going to be launching their demo over to the right side, instantly taking care of the gun. We are going to see Apathy bombing in, going to be trying to do as much damage as they possibly can, as now the Uber does come out from Brick as well. Fancy Sun up on the heavy, going to be able to take down Frisbee as everyone on Rome is leaving last for the moment. They lost 2 and they only able to get 1 in return, so a fairly good hold right now from MAGA County. It is going to be a little bit of Uber ad for Gadilli because they did use first, but it looks like MAGA County want to try and keep these doorways, see if they can maybe get someone in. They are going to do so, but not before they die. That's going to be Divine dying, as they have traps weren't cleared just enough to save him and spare his life. So now MAGA County firmly back on last. Rome in lobby again. They do have Uber ad here, DeltaMarket. I'd be curious to see if they try and do something with it.
Yeah, they sent Alexandros on a high bomb. He's trying to contest this hut, and actually it's going to be Wonder sending the counter high bomb, doing so much damage. Rome almost got completely punished for that play. They left, actually no, only the flank left. Their combo's still in, so it's going to be an Uber trade here. But I don't understand why they took that trade. This medic is on 2 health in lobby. Gad goes down. Divine traded out for that kill. Wonder finds 1 on 2 HP. Kills Theo. So Scout, combo Scout, medic down. That's going to be a fairly easy push, especially considering how damaged these players on Rome are. MAGA County's not going to find that much spam when they try to go through. Fancy Sun already cleared most of the stickies. Actually going to elect to go catwalk. Very old style push. I respect it a lot. They find Alexandros. Almost wanted to chase into Saw there. Thought better of it because this player in Cheese is caught. Fancy Sun is continuing to hold down the Saw side, but Rome somehow, they almost tried to push back in.
Yeah, they did. They were playing so aggressively by Saw, maybe just trying to see if they could pick off a player, but they got to be very careful about it because even though Brick doesn't have just quite yet, there is still the threat of that Uber advantage, as that seems to be what MAGA County is going to be waiting for before they go in onto MAGA, and be making sure they get this Uber, and they're going to be using the threat of it to just kind of force everyone on Rome back, and they're actually just going to be using it immediately, just going to be trying to bomb in their demo Gaia, not really finding the spaces. Now it's going to be Rome immediately coming back with their own Uber, and they're going to be able to take down one in Apathy. Everyone else on MAGA County kind of recognizing the situation and getting the heck out of there. Kind of an immediate leapfrog situation, not even enough time for them to capture up the point. Alexandros bombs in, is going to be able to make his way into Cheese, but Darty taking a lot of over in lower is going to have to back out. Frisbee now coming in. They get in through window all the way into lower. Frisbee is in the battlements right now, just drawing a lot of eyes, and because of that, Fancy Sun is disconnected from his team in lower. They're going to get that kill. They're going to get another kill on the Wonder. Expert arrows coming out from Gadilli right now. Gaia a little bit stuck. There's a scout in front of him, and there's a whole team behind him. He is going to go down, and this is just chaos, but it seems like the chaos at the moment is favoring Rome.
As you said, it's definitely favoring Rome. Fancy Sun on Sniper, but we haven't seen Snipers be impactful at all in this game. Maybe the overtime will mean that the Sniper suddenly activated. We see, again, Tomislav Heavy. Good choice by Divine. Probably going to switch off the Heavy class, though, because the push didn't happen. They counted the Ubers correctly. We see Darty on Spy, and they are out of spawn, and that spawn door does not open again, so this is a pretty committal decision. I would really hope in overtime you would check the off classes, so hopefully MAGA is smart enough to realize they need to do that. We see the Spy is going to be infiltrating through lower, and Alexandra somehow bombed to the spawn, went down. They sold this as a two-man soldier sack. They're really hoping that MAGA over-aggresses in lobby. But, oh, Fancy Sun, I think he almost went Spy. Yeah, he did. He did go Spy. And so now they know. Oh, wait. Yeah, Fancy Sun, again, he's kind of baiting the Spy decloak, I think.
Yeah, he is baiting the Spy decloak, but because of that, that just allowed a Rome to sack 2 players and not have to worry about MAGA County pushing out. That's maybe just the little thing there. MAGA County were a little bit too concerned about the Spy, and they didn't take that 2-player advantage that they had to really do anything aside from just sending Apathy in. So Legacy, aka Darty, still up on the Spy for the moment. It is going to be up to his team to try and make something work, cause a little bit of a distraction for him to try and do something. Maybe just goes for pick onto anyone to make his life worth it, or maybe just sap the sentry gun and buy some time for one of his soldiers to bomb. And speaking of bombing soldiers, that's going to be Wonder going in fairly deep. He gets a little bit of damage off onto Gadilli, but it's not going to be enough to get the forces. Now we still have Darty up on Spy. You know, even though they know about him, even if he gets the sap onto the sentry gun, that could be timed well enough to allow his soldiers to bomb in and get some good rockets on to Brick. It doesn't just have to be a medic stab to make this Spy play worth it. Looks like he's going to go for a stab on the demo, and that's definitely worth it, as he is... No, he's not going to be able to survive, but still a demo down for a scout. Definitely a worthy trade.
Yeah, Rome has sent Mig through top left to get on the gun. Gun didn't go down. Vio and Divine, the scouts, have traded for the opposite teams. Soldier bombing over. I believe that's Wonder doing so much damage to Mig. Gets that demo kill. And now we see that the position is probably stabilized here. But with Mig down, maybe there's a chance for MAGA to do something crazy, like push through lobby on overtime. And it looks like they might actually be trying to do that. Wonder is all the way through Catwalk, got on the bats area, made some space for their team. Unfortunately for them, it did not amount to anything. Rome has held this down. They have cookie cutter classes. Fancy Sun on Engineer again. Maybe now they'll figure this hold out.
Yeah, they are going to be able to spam down the sentry gun, so this would be a moment where you immediately send one of your soldiers in to make sure that there's no other op classes to try and deny them here. Speaking of, it is going to be the heavy weapons guy coming out here. going to be Alexandros just launched back into the floor. You know, that's kind of the power of a heavy plus a scout. They can just nullify any aerial momentum at all, and so that's going to be him sent immediately back to the respawn room. He's just coming back up on Soldier. Only 30 seconds left before we head into another round reset, and I think what we're going to see, DeltaMarket, is just going to be an Uber exchange come out here from Rome, as it looks like they are... Nope. Oh, they're still going. Okay, never mind. Vio dies in the sticky trap, but they're going to be sent it in on Frisbee, kind of 2008 Soldier style. They do get the force out, kind of surprisingly, from Brick. I don't really think they needed to use there, but they do so just in case, and I think we are going to be going into a round reset, a little bit of a trade, a little bit of damage coming out from Wonder and Alexandros, but at the end of the day, it's going to be another round reset, and these teams just having a little bit of trouble converting on that final point.
As you said, the curse of MAGA County has spread. Rome has been infected. Neither of these teams know how to push Snakewater last anymore. Maybe this mid will provide some clarity. I'm going to be on the cam of Gaia, who I was watching on the first mid. On this mid, though, it looks like they're just reloading now, shooting their stickies across point, trying to tag these scouts. It looks like Vio is the target of Gaia right now. Gaia must have a grudge against that combo scout. So far, both teams continuing their spam. No one wants to be the one to make the first move, apparently. We see Divine, where the Pocket Soldier usually sits, kind of going to try to contest the top right area, but it's actually going to be Darty who just dies to Wonder on point. And now, that's going to allow a push. MAGA County's pushing through lower, sending in Divine to make space. Frisbee bombed forward to try to stop that, but eats so much damage, and Wonder actually caught out Vio. Alexandros high bombing, but dies, and I think there was an Uber drop during this chaos. Gad goes down, and now full ad, player ad, and Uber ad for MAGA County.
Yeah, that was just a, I saw the bomb coming in through lower, but on the other side of things, Kadili was just getting pressured heavily by Apathy. Gaia had an unfortunate scenario. He walked immediately out of lower. He got double bombed, sent sky high, and was just forced to wait as he cratered and sent back to the respawn room. But even with that, a much better position right now for MAGA County. They are going to have full Uber ad due to Brick living and Gadilli dying. We are going to see the defenses come up. The Pyro yet again going to try and do the wonders that it did last time, but I don't think they're necessarily in position to do so. Actually, no, it looks like MAGA County is rotating into lobby, and looks like they want to try and take this in through the shutter. Hopefully this time they're going to have a better way of dealing with that Pyro. As they come in, they're not really doing it anything as well. Now finally going to try and make their way in through the shutter. The Sentry Gun finally taken down, and seems like they didn't really learn anything, DeltaMarket.
Yeah, the Pyro, it's just a surprise, as they say, every time it happens, but they're just pushing again. They don't give a fuck. Divine killing Frisbee. They're just pushing last with no Uber. This is... I respect it, but they left even though they got a kill. They didn't want to stay to get the Uber force. I thought they had a good chance there to get the force, but maybe they just want to get the force on the other team's push out. But actually, the Uber situation, they've been building so well. Uber popped really early for Rome. It's not going to find anything, but look at the Uber percent. If Rome's not extremely careful, MAGA County is going to be able to take this back in. In the backlines, though, it looks like they sent 3 for the back cap. I'm not sure why they went for such a risky play when they have Uber advantage.
Yeah, that was just a little bit unfortunate. Wonder was kind of doing his wall bug shenanigans, and it seemed like he was going to be able to get in clean, but there was just Darty in lobby kind of waiting for him, and I'm not sure who the other player was, Fancy Sun. I tried to go for something like that as well, but yeah, if they had just kind of played with their team, this Uber coming out right here that forced in Saw by Alexandros could have been a lot better. They may have had an opportunity to immediately use on second, but they do use regardless, and they're only going to get 1 for it. They get the point as well, and even though this is a leapfrog situation, it does kind of inherently benefit MAGA County because, you know, it's a lot more dangerous to push out of your last than it is to push on to second from your own mid. So even though it is going to be Uber advantage, Rome still have to play so cautiously here and so well to make sure that no one gets behind. Apathy going to try and do that. It is going to be hold up by Cheese. I think he does get spotted out, so he is going to back up and not give his life away. And now this incoming incoming Uber from the side of a MAGA county can be that much more deadly. They got everyone up to try and take it, as it looks like they're going to be trying to use this in through lower.
Yeah, they're trying to dry, though, I think. They don't want to pop. They're tired of the leapfrog. They've said, we've had enough. We're going to take this Uber into last extremely fast and try to win the round, and that's exactly what they're doing. They've read my mind, taking it in through lower. They're not even to pop Uber. They're just walking it straight in. What is Mick doing? He's just putting traps on point. Look at this cap time. Divine's just standing on the point, but Frisbee dies for that play, and there it is. MAGA County finally learned how to push last. They got that extremely smart play by taking second without using Uber. As you said, TC, those leapfrogs are so dangerous when you're going out of your own last because you can get punished like that.
Yeah, you really can, and it's just also a bit unfortunate. We kind of saw that kind of going for the behind play as well. This time it was Darty. He went behind in through Saw, maybe to try and block second, maybe and try and do a little bit of a back cap as MAGA County pushed onto his team's last. But unfortunately, that just meant that there was one less player, and crucially, no pyro to really block the shutter to stop them from getting in. And honestly, that pyro did a lot of work. It stuffed two full Uber pushes from MAGA County. So, kind of going in for those wraparound plays, kind of biting both teams in the behind at two different points. But like you said, it is going to be MAGA County taking it 3-2, definitely extremely close back in fourth game. I don't know if you have the logs open, Mr. DeltaMarket, but I do, and there is a one thing that pops out to me, and that is Wonder going 41-24. Of course, it was a 50-minute game, so people are gonna have more kills, than you would in just kind of like a normal pug or a normal scrim, but still, 41-24 as Soldier, 280 DPM is insane. I don't care how you look at it. I don't care how long the game is. Even for a 50-minute game, Wonder was making wonders out there.
Yeah, definitely 2041. That is mighty impressive for the side of Wonder. He has to be feeling good about himself right now. And I don't know if I'm being trolled, but a member, not our observer, a member of our production team, is DMing me about an interview. But again, I might actually be being trolled by this person.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully our production isn't trolling us, but until we know sooner or later if this is actually just April Fools in disguise. I guess, just looking over the logs, it really just seemed like, Wonder, Apathy, and Gaia just all pumping out so much damage and just kind of bullying Rome around just a little bit with that. Both medics fairly even in terms of deaths, only 2 more for Gadilli over Bricks 5. So, both medics playing extremely well. And, for a 50-minute game for the medics to be that close together kind of really speaks to how well they were doing, or at least how well all of their teams were doing for staying alive. And we kind of saw the result of that and the constant leapfrogs that were kind of going on over there. Both medics being able to stay alive. The Uber was good, but not quite good enough. Maybe it got the fourth, but it wasn't enough to get the med kill. I think there's only like one time that there was a drop from Gadilli. I think it was that time pushing in onto second from MAGA County. So unfortunate there, but really great stuff from the medics. Just wanted to shout that out. And just overall, fairly a really close game.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Hey guys, it's me. I'm Brick.
Welcome, Brick. For those who don't know, that is the medic for MAGA County.
Hey guys.
Right. Yeah, so I guess first off, this is your guys' first match of the season. And you guys kind of a little bit hastily formed together, kind of took over a previous invite team's kind of RGL page. What were your guys' expectations for this season? Did you guys have any? Was it just like, hey, let's make a team to fill out invite, or were you guys kind of going for like at playoffs minimum type of thing?
So we formed this team the day of qualifiers, I believe. It was originally Gaia, who reached out to me. He saw I was looking for a team. He messaged me, and he got some other people. And we had a lot of switch rounds, both with players and classes. Wonder was originally on Scout, and we had Mopsy for a bit. We had Alexandros. Our goal was to try to get into playoffs, and yeah, so today we were really hoping that'd be a swifter win, but I mean, we got there, we got it done, and it's yeah, good games all around.
Yeah, you guys were definitely able to do so. Um, I guess if you can talk about that initially when at Rome were up 2-0, what were kind of the adjustments that you guys made? It seems like at least initially they were kind of getting the better of you guys in the mid fights. Was it, changing up the mids, or was it something else that kind of helped you guys kind of claw back, the victory?
You are spot on mids, we realized how slow Rome likes to play, and we kind of adapted to that. Well, if they're going to stand here, then we're going to stand here too, kind of idea. Um, but yeah, a lot of it was on mids, our positioning, our target focus, trying to catch those overextending players. We had lots of good talks during the pause too about how we were going to do mids. And even after we lost, we were starting to lose 2-0. We were like, okay, guys, what's going on here? And I think it was Divine or Wonder that's like, hey guys, we should just play slower, wait for them. If they're not going to do anything, wait for Gaia to do some good damage. And yeah, I mean, that's how we played it.
Well, it definitely showed you guys were able to take it back against Rome, and let everyone know that not all roads do lead to Rome, at least not tonight. And you're going to be able to take your first win in this invite season for the moment. Um, I guess coming up, seems like you guys are going to be playing against a. Looks like you're going to be playing against Anglerfish and a Global Clan, are kind of like your next few matches. How do you guys expect those to go? I assume you're kind of looking for some victories there. Do you think they're going to be closer than what you had tonight, or do you think this night was maybe just a little bit of an off night for you guys? You guys are going to have a bit more of a stronger performance in those upcoming matches.
I think we'll probably be stronger, both with us having a full roster now, for sure, with players. We lost Dingo, I think, last week, or earlier this week actually, and we just picked up Apathy, I think Sunday, maybe Monday, I can't remember. But we think with more, we got scrims and map reviews coming up and stuff. I think that'll definitely help us out. And we scrimmed against some of the other good invite teams, and not even just on Snakewater, but other maps, and we did pretty okay for some people that just threw together a team kind of last minute.
Yeah, you guys definitely showed up, and it was really great to see you guys adapt and kind of a claw back the victory. Everyone loves to see a reverse sweep, even though it wasn't the full 5-0. It was from 0 to 3, so that's always great. DeltaMarket, do you have any questions for Tuba Brick?
Yeah, I have one. On the last push that kind of won you guys the round, the dry into second, was that a team decision where you just wanted to
Um,
stop the leapfrog?
Divine actually saw this, and I saw it too, but I'm not as smart as Divine is. Divine just goes, "Run Africa now, run Africa." Gaia says, "I'm coming with you." We go lower. We're ready. I didn't see a reason to pop. There's no traps. We saw Mig kind of standing on the point, and I saw a guy put a sicky down to bomb. We ended right. Yeah, it was kind of a quick thinking on Divine to call that, and it was really great flexibility with Gaia being able to adapt to that really quick and meet us and start doing that.
Well, when you guys ended up helping win you guys the round and the match as well. So I guess with that, if you want to, a couple of things that you maybe give some shout outs or,
For sure.
give your MVP for the match for your team.
I'm gonna go with Wonder. Wonder he gave a lot of good critique, and want to give a shout out to Divine and Gaia too, and the rest of my team. Fancy keeps the mental strong, and Apathy for showing up and playing today, and shout out to RHDP.
All right. Well, with that, I got to say congratulations to you guys for winning your first win in Invite, your first match. Hope to see you guys have a strong performance against a Anglerfish and what's the other team? Global Clan as well in these upcoming weeks and days. With that, I think that's going to be it for us here at Fireside.
I got one more. I got one more.
Shout out to Jay. Go for it.
Shout out to Jay from Fireside.
Oh, exactly.
Love him. Fireside crew. Appreciate you guys.
Hey, listen, we appreciate you. Kind of stole the shout outs from me. I'm gonna mirror them exactly. Shout outs to Jay for doing so much work. Shout outs to Core for doing the production tonight. Shout outs to you, DeltaMarket, for being my amazing co-caster. Shout outs to the players for playing. Shout outs to MAGA County for winning in a very close, exciting back and forth game. Also, shout outs to Rome for giving it all that they got. Check out the Rome video, the little mini documentary that we did on them. It's on our Fireside YouTube channel, so check that out to see their journey and where they're trying to go. DeltaMarket, do you have any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to you for casting Tcmano, and shout out to Core for doing this great production.
Yes, indeed. Shout outs to Core. And if you want to see more TF2 action, both Invite and throughout all the divisions, keep posted on Fireside. Check out our Discord, check out our Twitter, all of the stuff, all the links, you know where to find us, because we got more TF2 content coming your way. And until then, that's going to be it for us. Good night.
All right, guys.